The back room's gotta be top 5 places you don't ever want to be. The endless rooms, the possible entities, the fact that the fear of the unknown is turned to the max is just a crazy concept to me. I'd hate it, absolutely hate it if the back rooms were real and I got stuck there. Especially knowing that if I go in, I could end up out, right? But anywhere, I could fall from the sky, I could be stuck in a wall. I could just die verbatim. It don't matter. It don't work and it's not gonna make sense. But what is the Backrooms?
The Backrooms is like an alternate reality filled with items and things from our memories. This alternate dimension is seemingly filled with empty rooms that are filled with familiar items, things that exist in our reality, a place of remembrance, a place that tries to remember. There's a quote from the movie that kind of sums it up, like the concept of it, where it's like asking somebody to draw something they've never seen before, right? It's aware of it, but it'll never get it quite right unless they see it, especially with how complex these things is. If you ask them to draw a chair, sure, they'll make a chair, but it won't be a good chair. It might not even be the chair that you want. From what we know, the dimension itself isn't really alive per se. It's more so growing. It changes, especially over time, filling itself with items that are prevalent all across time, from its creation to, well, its current state. Over time, it'll try and copy and take bits and pieces from what already exists from your memory. And depending on how well you remember them, its creations may be fairly accurate. And within the Backrooms, what the Backrooms may create is a still life, depending on what its purpose serves, right? It may create a more accurate representation of yourself or how you perceive yourself, who you are as a person, and how you treat other people. We see that with Captain Clark. Clark isn't a primarily good guy. He's not really a good guy in the slightest. So his still life is a lot more aggressive, a lot more ready to fight, ready to kill, if anything. If you're a more so calm and reserved person, then you're probably going to be a lot more likely to, well, deal with yourself in a very passive manner. Still lifes are representations of memories and perception. How you kind of see yourself, how you see other people, what they're supposed to do. And if you can't remember them that well, then they're probably not going to have an actual function. Being in the Backrooms, the fear of isolation is turned up to an unimaginable degree. Why would anyone want to be here? Sure, if you have a clean and consistent way of, moving in and out of the Backrooms, you may feel more inclined to, abuse that, grab items, take things that you can use and leave, right? But say, hypothetically speaking, you lose your way in and out. The rooms do grow and change. And maybe depending on the amount of time that you've been in there, more openings and closings would have happened. You could walk far enough, you end up in a house. Another series of complexes, rooms that you've never been to. Seemingly infinite landscape filled with straight death. Did that girl just fall off? Finding a seemingly safe vulnerability and moving through it may not even guarantee your safety. Because what if this vulnerability leads you to a room with an entity directly? They're gonna pull up on you and you might not even be able to do anything. If you're one of those, my life is boring, I really want this to happen to me type people, do not pick the Backrooms. If you had to choose, do not pick the Backrooms. The chance of you escaping or, being alive in there in general is insanely low. Now, something that certain games like to do is involve the idea of perfect clones, hostile clones, clones that kind of take the resentment from people who have died or have had their bodies taken over and use them against you. This will always be a creepy concept to me, because what if you find someone else in the Backrooms, or you came with someone in the Backrooms, right? And now not only are they acting strangely, maybe they sound similar or the same, right? But they're acting strangely, they're being oddly hostile to you. And then until eventually they snap. They're not themselves anymore, they turn into someone else. Something else. And they keep it pushing. They keep hauling ass towards you until eventually they catch you. Because I'm not gonna lie, these entities in the Backrooms are either really fast or really slow, judging by how they're depicted in most media. But in official media, the only entities that we've seen are this germ parasite thingamabobber pretty black, pretty strange, lanky, dangerous though. And then Captain Clark, who got outran by a relatively unathletic adult. Captain Clark, I'm not gonna even say lock-in, bro, because she's pretty strong, very strong-willed. Still lived to the end of the movie. That's impressive. Sanity's probably shot, but it's alright. It happens. Within the Backrooms, Clark, the movie, right? He made us aware that we can eat the still lifes, right? Still lifes that don't really have any sentience, seemingly, or any consciousness, but kind of just sitting there, taking up space like how people would in a memory. Still, distant, blurry, maybe not all together. But how many of us would have the will to try that? I definitely wouldn't if I was stuck in the Backrooms. I mean, if I go in with the knowledge that I have now, I genuinely don't think that I'd probably try that on traditional means, right? I'd be sitting there eating what is equivalent to fluff, or what looks like fluff. I have no idea about taste. I don't know how repulsive it is, but the idea of it is very disorienting, disencouraging to me. Again, like the idea of phasing into something without doing anything crazy and just disappearing to thin air into some other area, that just scares me. That genuinely scares. It unnerves me. I wouldn't say it scares me. It unnerves me. It disgusts me. The sensation that it may have. The idea of maybe it like fixing itself, it reverting back to the way it should be while I'm still phased. That's messed up. And that hurt. I'd be dead on the spot, and there's nothing I can do about it either. I'd literally just be sitting there like an empty. So the rooms, the hypotheticals, like imagine getting stuck in the pool rooms. Nah, you lost me. Water everywhere, right? I'm not gonna say I hate water. We need water to drink. So we're definitely gonna be dehydrated in the back rooms without a way to leave and go and come back, right? Which, if I find this out, truth be told, I'm expecting to get paid, right? I'm expecting to get paid. People are talking about capitalizing it, make a business off of it. Bro, I'm not going in and out of there, okay? I'm not doing that. But say day one, instead of ending up in your traditional back rooms, you end up in the pool rooms. Mostly, like, from what I've seen, the pool rooms isn't inherently dangerous, right? But we could still probably deal with still lifes and entities, judging by the fact that, you know, you could have been at a pool once, right? You could have been at a pool once in your life, so there could be a couple still lifes. Maybe you got bullied at a pool. Now you have an entity that's definitely going to be hostile on site to you. The Backrooms as a concept is so cool, but everything that kind of factors into it, not so much. With the still lifes, the idea of it being a memory, right? It mimics things based off of your memories, your understanding, how you view things, how or who you are, right? Venture too far and get lost, especially without equipment, you're kind of fried. People, and it's canon, I think there's a group called Async, something like that, and they go in with hazmat suits, you know, equipment to protect themselves. Sure, they probably get killed by whatever is out there, but you're a normal dude and you got lost here, right? That's no good. Normal dudes in abnormal situations tend to be dealt with expeditiously in the worst way possible. And say you got an objective for being there, right? You've been there before, you're somewhat experienced, you mapped the place out, and it hasn't changed, or hasn't changed too much, right? And so right, you get curious, you decide to go in farther, right? And then farther and farther and farther. But then you come across something you can't seem to shake off or get away from. We don't have infinite stamina. This is not a video game. Unless you know, right, that you're prepared for the end of the world. We're not making it out alive. At all. No. Especially with something like that on your tail. I mean, well, depends. Because, say it's like that black germ thing that I was referencing earlier. Guaranteed, somebody's gonna die. And if I were you and you were me, and we were we, right? I don't think we'd want that. We wouldn't like that. That's not something we're actually aiming to do. Now you get an ultimatum. You either take it to the chin, you keep running. Me personally, I'm gonna keep running. I am not about that, but hey, chance is chance. Boom. And say you're in there with more than one person, listen to them, bro. If they know more than you or got experience on you, or they're trying to tell you or stop you from doing something, it's probably much safer if you don't do it and you keep both of your attention on each other and the environment at all times. You can avoid so much conflict, so much dangerous altercations if you actually work together as a team. And say you get separated, then you have to operate with your intention on finding them, making sure that you know that they are them, right? Because remember, the Backrooms functions on the principle of memory, or at least that's what it's normally being compared to. Can you remember something? How much do you remember? How much data do you have on that specific thing? Interacting with different people and having them, talk to you is a good identifier for whether or not they are who they say they are. With the whole idea of doppelgangers being more so accurate than something of that of a still life, right? But that's more so fanon content, not canon content. Canon to content, we haven't seen any doppelgangers. We haven't seen any accurate ones, at least. More so just still lives. It bugs me out. It bugs me out so much seeing two people at once. Like that scene where Dipper had to confront two Wendy's, buggin'. Or when Morty had to deal with two Ricks, buggin'. I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I just wouldn't be able to choose the right one. Oh yeah, and I'm thinking of, was it Nene or Pico? Yeah, Pico having to choose between two Nenes. That's just not me. So I'm hoping all of you have great day, yes, day, great. And tell me why you wouldn't want to be in the Backrooms, okay? I want great detail, okay? No, it's been a minute, but here I am. And be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Deuces. Yeah.